Hi there, I'm Carl. I want to tell you about my case from school. It's very recent, but we're all still in shock. I never thought that we'd be in a situation like this. Anyway, I'll get straight to the point. But don't forget to share my story, and I wish this never happens again. It was a Friday, a weekday, and we had an event in school that we didn't want to go to at all. It was a very big event, like all the senior middle class students were participating. And even for this event, all the other students did not come to school. And we didn't want to, because it was boring meeting our career guidance and all that stuff. Thing is, our headmaster's son took over a really bad local college not too long ago. Yeah, it was a little illegal. She was trying to get her best to persuade us to go there in order to improve her son's performance as the principal. Not only did they have a lousy curriculum, bad scholarship offers, high prices, but the advertising itself was really lame and cheap. Anyway, no one wanted to go there, and the headmaster just adored her son and did everything she could to attract more people. She took on us, told us to come to the gym at 11 to meet her son, who would talk about the perks of studying at his school. On the way to school, I went to the shop and bought new batteries for my remote control car. I mean, I know I'm past that age, but it was so cool that I carried it around with me everywhere. Do you know how cool it is to scare the girls with it, or to discreetly attach your phone and film what happens in the ladies' room with it? Yeah, I know it's kinda wrong, but it's a great car. As soon as I get there, my friends Tom and Brad meet me. Tom was quite the Boy Scout, always bragging about how he could tie an untied knot and survive without water for food for 3-4 days. I mean, it might be BS. Brad was forever cracking up at him in all these years of scouting. He'd never seen Tom without his mother's packed lunch with him. I mean, Mom's just looking out for me, making me lunch. What's the big deal? You're always bragging about how you can live on an empty stomach for 3 days. But I think you eat even in your sleep. Well, I need the warm milk that Mom brings me, otherwise I can't sleep. Ew, Tom, you call yourself a scout? Well, yeah, what about all the knots that I know? Your shoes all have no laces because you don't know how to tie them. I just tie them too tight, and then I have to cut the laces. That's why. That's it, guys. We're almost there. I don't want to go through this stuff, I said, and the guys were supportive. Tom suggested we go get something to eat at the cafe. Brad said that he'd rather not come at all. And then it hit me. What if we, just not come at all? But then the headmistress would kill us. You know she'd fail us in the exams. And if we did, she promised to give us some good subjects. I've got a Ponce at English. You've got a lot of attitude. But it's a good idea, really. I can do better than that. If the three of us don't go, we're screwed. And if no one comes, it's a challenge. Keep going. I mean, we'll just get everyone to come along and have fun. I think everyone will support us. No one's gonna get punished if we do that. What if we get found out? Mom will kill me. Well, you're a scout, so you can run away from your mom while into the woods and stay there for 3 days until you get hungry. Yeah, very funny. Honestly, the idea was questionable, but fun. It was worth to piss off the headmaster, because for the last year, we just spent listening to her talk about her son and the college, which, by the way, is a little illegal. We texted everyone with the idea, arranged to meet at the school canteen around 10 minutes before. And when we got there were already people there. Everyone just, as we thought, supported their idea. We decided to go to a nearby snack bar, and even came up with the idea of writing a complaint to the Department of Education. Suddenly, I got sick to my stomach and went to the toilet. Almost caught the headmaster on the way, and I hid in the caretaker's closet until she passed. She was ready with her son, telling him exactly what to say to us. I went to the bathroom. While I was sitting putting on my trouser, I heard a noise in the corridor. Somebody was running fast. I thought it was our guys running away. I texted a chat like, "Are you crazy? What's with all the noise, guys? We're still in the canteen." Weird, I thought, and walked out of the bathroom. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw people in masks and black outfits with guns. Instantly, I was reminded of this morning's news. Missing children, kidnapping. Goosebumps ran down my skin. I texted the kids to stay quiet and keep their heads down, warning them that there were criminals in the school. They didn't believe me, started ranting, like it was another prank or something. That's when the angry headmistress came out in the gym shouting, "Where are all the kids? Why isn't anyone here?" My heart sank. One of the perpetrators hit her and she fell unconscious, followed by them knocking out her son. The caretaker was walking behind. I showed him with my hand to get out the way. At that moment, one of the kidnappers saw me and I rushed out the school. The exit was not far away. He had already pulled out his gun, aimed it at me, and I ran nonstop. And the other three were searching the classrooms and groin! And groin! A shot was heard, a ringing in my ears. I turned around and our caretaker covered me with his body. Terror permeated my bloodstream. I ran with a backward glance. One of the kidnappers ran after me. I managed to hide quickly in the dustbins. He went out looking for everything, but didn't find it and came back. I wrote to the guys to keep their heads down and turned the lights, locked and barricaded the doors. Everyone got scared. I called the police and ran through the back entrance to the guys. There was no time to wait for help. I climbed through the wall to the first door and climbed over the window. My classmates were sitting on the floor against the wall on the side of the door, terrified and crying. We couldn't be seen through the window. Brad tried to reassure everyone by showing us the police had called, but then the footsteps were heard quite close by. They jerked the door open, couldn't get it open, and walked away, peering through the window and seeing no one in sight. It turned out that Tom had tied the doorknob with those very knots. The police might not make it in time. I noticed that they have made smoke bombs. They'll probably smoke us out and catch us on the way out. What do we do? I'll broadcast live through my machine. I'll attach my phone so we can see what they're walking around and what they're doing. Tom, make more of those knots. We'll each take our stuff and we'll make a rope to use it to climb down through the window. I climbed down the wall, attached the camera, and watched the perpetrators. The guys were making a rope. It was quick. Through my broadcast, I could see where those people were. I got Brad's phone in advance so I could see where the robot was going. Everything was going well. The first 6 girls went downstairs and ran to the snack bar for cover. Then the guys went. Tom and Brad stayed, and it was at that moment those two saw the two of them out the way from the corridor. "Hurry up," I yelled. Brad gave Tom a lift, but our chubby friend was afraid to climb the rope. "You've got your bloody knots," yelled Brad, and Tom answered, "But I don't trust myself with them," yelled crying Tom. At this point, the 2 masked men cut the rope with the long knife and ran towards the boys. Brad just threw it out in the open from guys going down after the rest of the guys. The other 3 were on the floors above, and I sneaked into the school, ran to the canteen, and huddled at the door. At this point, Brad fought back desperately, defending Tom. I came up behind him and threw the robot at one of them. He passed out. My robot crashed on the floor. The second perp pulled out a knife and came closer and closer to me. Then Tom pulled out the pepper spray and sprayed him in the eyes. We ran into the corridor where they came face to face with 3 others. They ran after us and we ran screaming for the exit. One of them grabbed my bag and threw me to the floor. I shouted to the guys to run. They stopped to prepare to beat me with their bare hands. Just as my hands were being tied, the headmaster's son ran out of the office holding a baseball bat. He hit the one who was holding me and I broke free, running towards the other boys. The other 2 drew their guns and shots were heard, but they were already outside. The police arrived and we were immediately taken to safety. The building was cordoned off and the SWAT team burst in. The headmaster's son was wounded, but not fatally. The other 2 perps had to be eliminated. We learned from the news it was a gang of young girls and boys. They were going to get rich by kidnapping and ransom. It just didn't go according to their plan that day. As for us, we wouldn't forget the horror we lived through. Maybe we just got lucky. We also went to Tom's scout group to learn how to tie super knots. If you liked the video, then please leave a like and comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe.